Delete it, Pookie, now. My son's eyes widened as I snatched the tablet from his small hands. On the screen, the message he'd innocently sent glowed like a beacon, a digital flare that would lead 4 of the most dangerous alphas in Seoul straight to our door. But Appa, I just wanted to know why they hurt you, Pookie whispered, his lower lip trembling. The pictures showed you smiling with them. I stared at the screen in horror. 6 years of careful hiding undone in seconds. The Alpha Pack app, exclusive to the elite, showed my message as read by 4 with timestamps. They knew we existed now. They knew about Pookie. Get your fox, I ordered, already grabbing our emergency bag. We need to leave. The ceiling's rabbit-shaped water stain seemed to mock me as I frantically packed, the same stain I'd woken up to every morning in this tiny slum apartment. Our safe haven was about to become a trap. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. It buzzed again and again. Pookie grabbed it before I could stop him. Hello? This is Pookie. The voice that came through the speaker froze my blood. Hello, Pookie. We've been looking for your Appa for a very long time. I wake up before my alarm, like always. The ceiling has that water stain shaped like a rabbit, Pookie's favorite thing about our tiny apartment. Morning light filters through the thin curtains I got from the discount bin last year. Another day in the slums. Pookie ya, I whisper, gently shaking my son's shoulder. Time to get up. He groans and burrows deeper under his blanket, clutching his stuffed fox. My heart squeezes. Even after 6 years, I still can't believe he's mine, this brilliant, beautiful boy who deserves so much better than what I can give him. 5 more minutes, he mumbles. Not today, buddy. I've got the early shift. Our morning routine is a dance we've perfected. Instant rice in the microwave, eggs fried quickly, Pookie's uniform laid out the night before. I pack his lunch while he brushes his teeth, standing on his little stool to reach the sink. Did you finish fixing Mrs. Kim's tablet? He asks, mouth full of toothpaste. Almost. Just need to replace the screen today. I ruffle his hair. Don't talk with your mouth full. The repair shop is only a 15-minute walk from our place, but I always hold Pookie's hand tight. The slums aren't dangerous if you know them, but I can't shake the fear. The constant looking over my shoulder, scanning faces in the crowd. You don't belong here anymore, Jamin. The memory flashes like lightning. Polished hallways of the elite pack school, 4 shadows looming over me, the headmaster's cold voice. My fingers instinctively touch the scar under my collar. 6 years, and it still burns sometimes. Appa, you're squeezing too hard, Pookie says, pulling me back to reality. Sorry, baby. I loosen my grip, forcing a smile. The repair shop is barely bigger than our apartment, crammed with broken electronics and the smell of solder. My boss, Mr. Han, nods when we enter. He doesn't mind that Pookie sits in the corner after school, doing homework or playing with the tablet I built from spare parts. Kim's tablet and 3 new phone screens today, Mr. Han grunts, sliding a clipboard toward me. I nod, already pulling on my work gloves. The routine is a comfort. Diagnosing problems, replacing parts, bringing dead things back to life. It's the one thing I'm still good at. At lunch, Pookie and I share kimbap on the back steps. He tells me about his math test and the new game he's coding. My chest aches with pride and guilt. His mind works like lightning, connecting dots others can't even see. Just like, no. I push the thought away. Appa, why do you always look scared when people come in the shop? Pookie asks suddenly. My chopsticks freeze halfway to my mouth. What do you mean? Like today, when that man in the fancy suit came in. You got all stiff and quiet. Smart kid. Too smart sometimes. Just surprised, I lie. We don't get many fancy suits around here. But the truth crawls under my skin. Every time the bell rings, I'm terrified it'll be one of them. The 4 alphas who once called me friend before they called me prey. The ones whose family names control half the city. The ones who made sure I was expelled, disgraced, with nowhere to go but down. The ones who don't know about Pookie. That night, after dinner and bath time, I tuck Pookie into bed. His eyes are already heavy with sleep, but he grabs my hand when I try to leave. "Appa, I saw something today," he mumbles. "What's that, baby?" "On my tablet. There was this app with 4 wolves on it. It looked cool." My blood turns to ice. "What app?" "The Alpha Pack app. Everyone at school talks about it." He yawns. "I figured out how to get in. It was easy." I can't breathe. The Alpha Pack app is exclusive. Invitation only, for the elite. For them. "Pookie, you shouldn't." "I sent a message," he continues, eyes drifting closed, "to say hello. They had your picture in an old folder. From school." The room spins. My past and present collide like trains, and I'm standing on the tracks. "Appa." Pookie's voice is soft, nearly asleep. "Do you still love them?" The question hits like a physical blow. Them. The 4 alphas. My former packmates. My tormentors. The fathers of my... I can't move. Can't speak. Can't breathe. Pookie waits, innocent eyes watching me crumble, as somewhere in the city, 4 phones light up with a message from a ghost they thought they'd buried. I wake up with Pookie's tablet clutched in my hands, must have grabbed it after he fell asleep. The screen glows with the Crescent Dominion app, that exclusive platform only the elite packs use. My stomach twists, seeing the sleek interface I never thought I'd see again. "What did you do, Pookie?" I whisper to the empty room. My son sleeps peacefully, unaware of the bomb he's dropped on our lives. I tap through the app, my fingers remembering the layout even after all these years. It's changed, gotten fancier, but the bones are the same. There it is, the message thread. Pookie somehow found my old profile, dormant for 6 years, but never deleted, like they kept it as some sick trophy. I open the message he sent, and my heart stops. "Hello, I'm Pookie. I found my Appa's pictures in your old albums. He looks so happy with you 4. But why did you hurt him? He has scars and bad dreams. He's the best Appa ever and fixes everyone's broken things. You were mean to make him leave school. Please say sorry so he won't be sad anymore." Attached is a selfie, my beautiful boy with his gap-toothed smile, fox plushie tucked under his chin. "No, no, no!" My hands shake so badly I nearly drop the tablet. I click through to the photo album Pookie found. There we are. 5 young men in elite pack school uniforms. Me in the middle, smaller than the others, but smiling so wide. Aries with his arm around my shoulder. Luca leaning against the wall, that smirk I used to dream about. Ryan looking serious as always. And Damon, beautiful Damon, standing close enough that our hands almost touch in the photo. The 4 alphas and me, before everything went to hell. More photos, us at the winter formal, at graduation practice. At Aries' family lake house. In each one, I look more in love, more trusting, more blind to what was coming. I click back to Pookie's message. Sent at 9:43 p.m. last night. No response yet, but they've seen it. The app shows read by 4 under his message. My son just exposed our existence to the 4 most powerful men in the city. Men who think I disappeared 6 years ago. Men who don't know they have a son. I rush to the bathroom and throw up until there's nothing left. When I look in the mirror, I barely recognize myself. The bags under my eyes seem darker, my face paler. I splash water on my face, trying to think. We need to leave, now, before they find us. I grab our emergency bag, always packed, always ready. Old habits from when I first ran. I start throwing in Pookie's clothes, his favorite books, his fox. Appa, what are you doing? Pookie stands in the doorway, rubbing sleep from his eyes. He looks so much like Damon it hurts. Same sharp eyes, same curious tilt of the head. We're going on a trip, I say, trying to keep my voice steady. A surprise trip. Because of my message? He's too smart for his own good. Are they coming to see us? The men in the pictures? Pookie, those men... How do I explain this? Those men aren't nice people. But they were your friends. You were smiling. Sometimes people change. I kneel to his level. What you did was dangerous. Those men, they hurt me. They made me leave school. They're the reason we live here, why I'm always scared. His eyes widen. I'm sorry, Appa. I just wanted them to say sorry to you. I pull him into a hug, breathing in his sleep-warm scent. It's not your fault. You didn't know. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I ignore it. It buzzes again, and again, and again. Pookie pulls back, looking at my phone. Maybe it's them? Before I can stop him, he grabs my phone and answers. Hello? This is Pookie! The voice that comes through the speaker freezes my blood. Hello, Pookie. This is Aries. We've been looking for your Appa for a very long time. I hang up the phone with shaking hands. Pookie looks up at me, confused by the sudden silence. Was that your friend, Appa? He sounded scary. My mind races. We have minutes, maybe less. They know where we are. Pookie, remember our hide-and-seek game, the special one? I keep my voice steady, despite the panic clawing up my throat. His eyes widen. We've practiced this, our emergency plan. He nods solemnly. Go to Mrs. Hand's apartment. Tell her code yellow. Don't come back until I call the special way. But Appa, now Pookie! My voice comes out sharper than intended. I soften immediately, kneeling to hug him tight. I'm not mad at you. I just need you safe. Please, baby. He hugs me back fiercely, then grabs his fox and slips out the door. I watch through the peephole as he knocks on Mrs. Han's door across the hall. She opens immediately, bless that woman, and pulls him inside. I turn back to our tiny apartment. 6 years of hiding, of building a life from nothing, and it's about to shatter. I should run. Every instinct screams to grab our emergency bag and disappear, but I'm tired of running, and they'd just find us again. The rain starts suddenly, pounding against the windows like it's trying to get in. Thunder rolls across the slums, rattling the cheap glass. I stand in the middle of the room, waiting. My body knows they're coming before my ears catch the sound of expensive cars pulling up outside. The hair on my neck rises. My skin prickles. 6 years gone, and my body still responds to their presence like it's hardwired. Heavy footsteps in the stairwell, multiple sets, no attempt to be quiet. I position myself facing the door, arms crossed to hide my trembling hands. The lock won't stop them. Nothing would. The knock, when it comes, is almost gentle. 3 soft taps that somehow cut through the storm raging outside. I don't answer. Jamin. Ari's voice, deep and commanding, slips through the cheap wood like it isn't there. Open the door. My legs move before I can stop them. That voice still has power over me. I hate myself for it. I open the door, and there they are. 4 men filling the narrow hallway, rain-soaked and imposing. The air around them crackles with dominance, with power. They've grown into their alpha status in ways I couldn't have imagined 6 years ago. Aries stands in front, tall and broad-shouldered, his face a mask of controlled fury. Behind him, Luca leans against the wall, trying to look casual, but his eyes are sharp, missing nothing. Ryan stands slightly apart, tablet in hand, always the analyst. And Damon stares at me like I'm a ghost. His white doctor's coat is soaked through, like he came straight from the hospital. His eyes, Pookie's eyes, are wide with disbelief. "You're alive," he whispers. I step back, letting them enter, because what choice do I have? My tiny apartment shrinks with their presence. They look so out of place here, designer suits and luxury watches against my second-hand furniture and patched curtains. 6 years, Aries says, his voice dangerously soft. 6 years we've been looking for you. "No, you haven't," I snap, finding my voice at last. "You expelled me. You threw me away. You made sure I had nothing. We thought you were dead." Luca pushes off the wall, anger flashing across his face. "You disappeared. No trace. Nothing." That was the point. I meet his gaze steadily. "You made it very clear what would happen if I stayed." Ryan steps forward, ever the peacemaker. "Jamin, we need to talk about what happened, about why you left, about—" He glances around the apartment, eyes lingering on Pookie's small desk in the corner, the children's drawings taped to the fridge. "About everything. There's nothing to talk about." I clench my fists. "You should leave." "The message," Damon says, his voice breaking. "The child who sent it. Where is he?" My heart stops. "That's none of your business." "It is our business." Aries moves closer, towering over me. "A child with access to your profile, to our private communications. A child who knows things he shouldn't." "He knows nothing," I hiss. "He's innocent." "He's yours," Damon says. Not a question. His eyes scan the apartment again, landing on a framed photo of Pookie and me at the park. He picks it up with trembling hands. "How old is he?" I say nothing. 6, Ryan answers for me, looking up from his tablet. 5 years and 8 months to be precise. Born at Seoul Memorial Hospital under the name Kim Pookie. Of course he found the records. Ryan always finds everything. 5 years and 8 months, Damon repeats, his voice hollow. He looks at me, really looks at me, and I see the moment he puts it together. "You were already pregnant when you left." The room goes silent, except for the rain hammering against the windows. "You didn't know?" Luca asks, his usual smirk gone. "How could I?" I laugh bitterly. "I was too busy trying not to die after you 4 decided I wasn't good enough anymore." "We never—" Aries starts, but I cut him off. "Save it. I don't care what excuses you've come up with over the years. It doesn't change what happened." A small noise from the hallway freezes us all. The door, which I never fully closed, creaks open slightly. A small face peers around the edge, wide-eyed and clutching a fox plushie. "Pookie!" I lunge forward, but Aries is closer. He kneels down, bringing himself to eye level with my son. "Hello, Pookie. I'm Aries. We spoke on the phone." Pookie looks at him, then at me, then at the other 3 men who are staring at him like he's a miracle. "You're the men from Appa's pictures," he says, his voice small but unafraid. "The ones who made him sad." Damon makes a choked sound. He steps forward slowly, like he's afraid Pookie will disappear if he moves too quickly. In the dim light of my shabby apartment, I can see tears in his eyes. "He has my eyes," Damon whispers, looking from Pookie to me. His voice trembles. "He's ours, isn't he?" "Let him go," I scream, lunging toward the soldier holding Pookie. Damon moves faster, tackling the man from behind. The gun goes flying. Pookie breaks free and runs to me. I grab him, shielding his body with mine as chaos erupts around us. Aries and Luca fight like demons, their movements so in sync, it's terrifying. Ryan has disappeared, but I hear gunshots from somewhere above us. He always was the best marksman. "The back exit!" Aries shouts to me over the noise. Now! I run, clutching Pookie to my chest, following the narrow hallway toward the kitchen. Behind us, the sounds of fighting grow fainter. We burst through the back door into pouring rain. An SUV waits, engine running. Rian sits behind the wheel. Get in, he yells. I throw myself into the back seat with Pookie. Seconds later, the others pile in, bloody and panting. Rian floors it before the doors are even closed. Are you hurt? I check Pookie frantically for injuries. I'm okay, Appa. His voice trembles, but his eyes are dry. He's being so brave, it breaks my heart. Who were they? Luca demands, wiping blood from his face. Not regular purifiers. Special ops, Aries says grimly. Council trained. How did they find us so quickly? Damon asks, turning to look at me. His eyes narrow. Unless someone told them. The car goes silent. What are you saying? I ask, though I already know. They tracked us too easily, Aries says, his voice cold. Someone gave them our location. And you think it was me? I can't believe what I'm hearing. I'm the one they're hunting. Maybe that's what you want us to think, Luca says. Maybe this is all part of your plan. My plan? I laugh bitterly. What plan would that be? Get my son kidnapped? Get us all killed? You disappeared for 6 years, Aries says, his eyes hard. We don't know what deals you made, who you worked with. I was surviving, I shout. I was protecting our son from people who would use him as a lab rat. Or you were working with them, Damon says quietly, setting us up. Something snaps inside me. 6 years of fear, of loneliness, of struggling to keep Pookie safe while these 4 lived in luxury. It all comes pouring out. You think I betrayed you? I'm shaking so hard I can barely speak. After what you did to me? After you believed those lies without even asking for my side? We saw the evidence, Aries starts. You saw what they wanted you to see, I scream. The council drugged me. They made me say those things. They threatened to take my baby if I didn't disappear. The car swerves as Ryan jerks in surprise. What are you talking about? Damon asks, his face pale. Councilman Rail called me in 3 days after graduation, I say, the words tumbling out now. Said there were concerns about my relationship with 4 elite alphas. They gave me tea laced with something that made everything fuzzy. Asked me questions, twisted my words, recorded everything. No one speaks. Pookie presses against me, sensing my distress. They showed you a confession I never made, I continue, tears streaming down my face now. Made it look like I admitted to using illegal pheromones, to manipulating you all. And you believed it. You didn't even question it. Jamin. Aries reaches toward me. I slap his hand away. Don't touch me. You expelled me. You threw me out with nothing. I was pregnant and alone and terrified. We didn't know, Damon whispers. You didn't want to know. I'm beyond caring now. Beyond hiding the truth. I tried to tell you. I begged you to listen. But you were all so quick to believe I'd betrayed you. The council wouldn't... Ryan starts. The council would do anything to keep bloodlines pure. I cut him off. A common blood omega carrying an elite alpha's child. They couldn't allow that. Appa, Pookie says softly, touching my wet cheek. Don't cry. His innocent concern only fuels my rage. These men, these alphas who claim to care now, let me suffer alone for years. You want to talk about betrayal? I look each of them in the eye. One of you leaked the coordinates that killed my brother. The words hang in the air like a physical thing. Pookie gasps. The car swerves again as Ryan's hands slip on the wheel. What? Aries whispers. My brother Minho, I say, my voice breaking. The night before I was expelled, he was found dead in District 7. Someone leaked his location to the purifiers. Someone with access to the school's tracking system. 4 faces stare at me in shock, but one, just one, shows something else. Guilt. The room freezes at Damon's question. I can't breathe, can't think of what to say. Pookie looks between us all, confused but curious. Then Ryan's tablet starts beeping, a high-pitched alarm that makes us all jump. "What is it?" Aries snaps, still kneeling by Pookie. Ryan's fingers fly across the screen, his face going pale. "Security breach. Someone's accessing the Crescent Dominion app remotely using Jameen's credentials." "That's impossible," Luca says. "We're the only ones with access." "Not anymore." Ryan looks up, his eyes meeting mine briefly before shifting to Pookie. "When your son hacked in, he created a backdoor. Someone else found it." "Who?" I ask, moving to pull Pookie against me. "The purifiers," Ryan whispers. My blood runs cold. Everyone in the slums knows about the purifiers, fanatics who believe hybrids like me shouldn't exist. They've been getting bolder lately, attacking known mixed-blood families. "They've tracked the signal here," Ryan continues. The windows explode inward. Glass rains down as dark figures swing through on ropes. The front door crashes open at the same time. "Get down!" Aries roars, shoving me and Pookie to the floor. Masked soldiers in black tactical gear pour into my tiny apartment. I count 6, then 8, then lose track as chaos erupts. Luca moves first, impossibly fast. He takes down 2 attackers before they can raise their weapons. Ryan ducks behind the kitchen counter, still working on his tablet. Damon grabs a kitchen knife, standing between the attackers and where Pookie and I are huddled. "Stay behind me," he orders. A soldier lunges at Aries with some kind of electric baton. Aries catches his wrist, twists until something snaps, and throws the man through my coffee table. "Jamin!" he shouts. "The back window!" I scoop up Pookie and run for the bedroom. A soldier blocks our path. Without thinking, I drop into a slide across the floor, a move from our academy days, and kick upward between his legs. He doubles over and I'm past him, Pookie clinging to my neck. The bedroom window is small but big enough. I set Pookie on the bed and try to force it open. It's stuck. Hasn't been opened in years. "Appa, they're coming!" Pookie cries. I grab the lamp from the bedside table and smash it against the window. The glass cracks, but doesn't break. Suddenly, Aries is beside me. Our eyes meet for a split second, and it's like no time has passed. We move together without speaking, him bracing my back, me using his shoulder as leverage to kick at the window. It shatters outward. "Fire escape," I gasp. "We can—" A deafening bang rocks the apartment. Smoke fills the air. I hear Luca cursing, Ryan shouting something about a signal jammer. "Go!" Aries pushes me toward the window. "I'll hold them off!" I grab Pookie, ready to climb out, when a soldier crashes through the bedroom door. Aries spins to face him, but another appears behind, raising something that looks like a dart gun. "Aries, duck!" I shout. He drops instantly. Muscle memory from years of training together. I grab the broken lamp and hurl it at the soldier's head. It connects with a satisfying crack. More soldiers pour in. Aries and I stand back to back, just like in academy combat training. We move in perfect sync, blocking, striking, protecting each other's blind spots. For a moment, it feels like coming home. "The window!" Aries shouts as he grapples with a massive soldier. I turn to grab Pookie from the bed, but he's not there. "Pookie?" Panic claws up my throat. "Pookie!" A scream from the living room freezes my blood. I burst through the door to see a soldier in a white mask holding my son. Pookie kicks and struggles, his fox plushie falling to the floor. "Target acquired," the soldier says into a radio. "The hybrid child is secured." Across the room, Damon lunges toward them, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. Let him go. The soldier raises a gun, not at Damon, but at Pookie's neck. Stay back, alphas, he warns, or the abomination dies first. We make it to the safe house just as my legs give out. The adrenaline crash hits me like a truck, and suddenly, I can't stand anymore. The world tilts sideways. Jamin! Damon catches me before I hit the floor. Appa! Pookie's voice sounds far away, though he's right beside me. I'm okay, I try to say, but the words slur together. The wound on my side throbs. I'd forgotten how much blood I'd lost. Damon lifts me like I weigh nothing. He needs rest, and I need to check that wound properly. Through half-closed eyes, I see Aries nod. Second bedroom. Luca, secure the perimeter. Ryan, get that system up and running. I drift in and out as Damon carries me. Pookie's small hand clutches mine, his little face pinched with worry. I want to tell him everything's okay, but darkness pulls me under. When I wake, the room is dim. Pookie is curled against my side, sleeping. Damon sits in a chair by the bed, watching us both. His doctor's coat is gone, replaced by a simple black t-shirt that shows the muscles he didn't have 6 years ago. How long was I out? My voice is raspy. 3 hours. He leans forward. The wound wasn't deep, but you lost blood, and you're exhausted. When's the last time you slept properly? I almost laugh. About 6 years ago. His face crumples. Jamin, I don't. I look away. I can't handle your guilt right now. Then tell me what happened. His voice is soft, but insistent. All of it. Why did you run? Why didn't you tell me about... He gestures to Pookie. The others appear in the doorway, Aries leaning against the frame, arms crossed, Luca perched on the edge of a dresser, Ryan hovering behind them with his ever-present tablet. We all deserve to know, Aries says. I stroke Pookie's hair, drawing strength from his steady breathing. Maybe it's time. Maybe I'm just too tired to keep carrying this alone. The council called me in. I begin, my voice barely above a whisper. 3 days after the graduation party. Councilman Rail said there were concerns about my relationship with the four of you. Luca snorts. Concerns. That's one way to put it. They said it was unnatural, a common blood like me with 4 elite alphas. The memory still burns. They offered me tea. I never imagined they'd drug me. Damon's head snaps up. Drugged you? I nod. Whatever it was, it made everything fuzzy. I couldn't think straight. They kept asking questions, twisting my words. They recorded everything. The confession, Aries says quietly. It wasn't a confession. My voice rises, and I force it back down when Pookie stirs. They made me say I'd manipulated you all, that I'd used illegal pheromones to seduce you, that I was trying to infiltrate the elite packs. The room goes silent. I can see them remembering, the school assembly, the public disgrace, me standing blank-faced as the recording played. I tried to tell you it wasn't true, I continue, the words pouring out now. But they'd already shown you the evidence, and then I found out I was pregnant. Damon makes a choked sound. You should have told me. How? I laugh bitterly. You wouldn't even look at me. None of you would. And Rail made it very clear what would happen if I didn't disappear. He said they'd take my baby, study it. That hybrid children were of interest to science. That bastard, Luca growls. So I ran, changed my name, had Pookie in a free clinic and prayed every day he wouldn't show too many alpha traits. I look at my son, his perfect face. I was so scared they'd find us. I suspected Rail, Damon says suddenly. After you left, things didn't add up. The timing, the convenient evidence. I started looking into him, but then I shut it down, Aries finishes. His face is a mask of regret. I told everyone to let it go, that you'd made your choice. I believed them, Luca admits. I actually believed you'd played us. We all did, Ryan says quietly. He steps forward, tablet in hand. But I never stopped looking, and I think I found something. He turns the screen toward us. I've been decrypting old council files since we found you. This just finished processing. On the screen is a document, my supposed confession. But at the bottom, clear as day, is a signature I recognize from my nightmares. Councilman Rail, Ryan says. He personally signed off on your expulsion. And look at the date. 2 weeks before I was called in, I whisper. He planned it all along. Damon's eyes meet mine, filled with a fury I've never seen before. They're going to pay for this. All of them. Pookie stirs against me, blinking sleepily. Appa? Are the bad men gone? 5 pairs of eyes turn to my son, our son, and I see the same promise in all of them. Yes, baby, I tell him. And they're never going to hurt us again. Morning comes with the smell of pancakes. I wake to find Pookie gone from beside me, and panic flares until I hear his giggle from somewhere in the safe house. My body aches as I pull myself up. The wound on my side is neatly bandaged, Damon's work. I find a clean shirt folded on the chair and pull it on, noticing it smells like Aries. The scent brings back memories I've spent years trying to forget. I follow Pookie's laughter to the kitchen. The scene that greets me stops me in my tracks. Pookie stands on a chair at the counter, helping Luca flip pancakes. Damon sits at the table, cutting fruit into tiny star shapes. Aries leans against the refrigerator, arms crossed, but a small smile playing on his lips as he watches my son. Our son. It's Ryan who notices me first. He sits apart from the others, surrounded by screens and equipment I don't recognize. You should be resting, he says, and everyone turns. Appa! Pookie waves a batter-covered spoon. I'm making breakfast. Luca says I'm a natural. He is, Luca confirms with a wink. Kid's got talent. I move carefully to the table, still sore. What's all this? I gesture to Ryan's setup. Security monitoring, data analysis. Ryan pushes his glasses up. And something else. Something I need to show all of you. His tone makes the room go quiet. Even Pookie seems to sense the shift, setting down his spoon. What is it? Aries asks. Ryan looks at me, then at Pookie. I took the liberty of running some tests last night. DNA analysis. My heart stops. You did what? Nothing invasive. Damon jumps in. Just a cheek swab while he was sleeping. Standard medical procedure for what? I snap. He's not a lab specimen. For his protection, Aries says firmly. We need to know exactly what we're dealing with. He's a child, I say through gritted teeth. My child. Our child, Damon corrects gently. At least, that's what we thought. Something in his voice makes me cold all over. What does that mean? Ryan turns one of his screens toward us. It's filled with charts and data I don't understand. I ran Pookie's genetic markers against our profiles in the Dominion database, he explains, looking for paternal matches. And, Luca prompts when Ryan hesitates, and I found them. Ryan looks at each alpha in turn. All of them. The room goes completely silent. I can hear my own heartbeat. That's impossible, Aries says finally. I ran it 3 times. Ryan insists. Pookie carries genetic markers from all 4 of you, not just DNA, actual alpha scent signatures. All 4. But that's... Damon shakes his head. That's biologically impossible. A child can only have one biological father. Not for hybrids, Ryan says quietly. Not for rare ones like Jamin. All eyes turn to me. I feel naked, suddenly. exposed in a way I haven't been since that night 6 years ago. The graduation party, Luca says slowly. Your heat came early. The memory hits me like a physical blow. The bonfire at Ares Lake House, the moon full and heavy, the sudden fever that swept through me, unexpected and overwhelming, and the four of them surrounding me, their scents mingling until I couldn't tell where one ended and another began. We all marked you, Damon whispers. All four of us. That night. I nod, unable to speak. It had been forbidden, dangerous. Elite alphas weren't supposed to share an omega. They certainly weren't supposed to mark one simultaneously. But we'd been young, reckless, drunk on champagne and each other. The council must have found out, Ares says, his voice tight. That's why they moved against you so quickly. A hybrid omega, carrying a child with 4 alpha fathers, Ryan murmurs. It's unprecedented. It's why they want him, I say, looking at Pookie, who's watching us with curious eyes. The purifiers. They called him an abomination. He's perfect, Damon says fiercely. Luca moves to Pookie, kneeling to his level. He studies the boy's face with new understanding. I see it now. He has Ares' jawline, Damon's eyes, Ryan's ears. He touches Pookie's nose gently. And my nose, poor kid. Pookie giggles. Your nose is nice. The ultimate pack bond, Ryan says, still staring at his screens. A child connecting all 5 of us. The council's worst nightmare. Is that why I can do the cool things? Pookie asks suddenly. We all freeze. What cool things, baby? I ask carefully. Pookie shrugs. I can hear really far away. And sometimes I know what people are thinking. And I'm super fast at running. The 4 alphas exchange looks of shock. He's manifesting traits from all of us, Damon says, at 5 years old. That's why they want him, Ares growls. Not just because of who his fathers are, but what he might become. I move to Pookie, pulling him against me protectively. No one is taking him. No one. No one will, Ares promises, and for the first time in 6 years I believe him. Luca approaches us slowly. He reaches out, hesitates, then places his hand on Pookie's head. Something passes between them. A recognition. A bond forming instantly. Luca's eyes widen, then fill with tears. He's ours, he whispers, voice trembling with emotion. All of ours. Pookie looks up at him, then at each alpha in turn, before settling his gaze on me. Is that why you ran away, Appa? Because I have 4 daddies? The innocent question breaks something open inside me, a dam I've held tight for 6 long years. I pull him close as the tears come, unable to answer. But around us, 4 alphas move in, forming a circle of protection that feels like coming home. We need to move, Ryan announces, bursting into the kitchen where we're still processing the impossible truth about Pookie. His face is pale as he shoves his tablet in front of us. Now! On the screen, a bounty notice flashes with Pookie's face, a screenshot from the message he sent. Below it, in bold red letters, Hybrid Anomaly, Capture Alive, Reward 10 million. Rail! Ares growls, his fist clenching so hard I hear knuckles crack. He's activated every mercenary pack in the city, Ryan continues. They're searching district by district. My arms tighten around Pookie. Where can we go? They control everything. Not everything, Luca says, exchanging a look with Ares. The old training compound. That place was abandoned years ago, Damon objects. Exactly. Ares nods. After my father died, the council shut it down, but I never sold the property. Within 20 minutes, we're packed into an armored SUV, racing through back roads. Pookie sits between Damon and me in the back seat, clutching his fox plushie. Luca drives while Ares rides shotgun, constantly scanning for threats. Ryan sits behind us, surrounded by equipment. monitoring police channels. Are we going on an adventure? Pookie asks, his voice small but excited. I force a smile. Something like that, baby. With all my dads? He looks around at the 4 alphas, testing the word. My heart twists. He's adapting so quickly to this impossible situation, while I'm still struggling to process that the 4 men I once loved, the 4 who broke me, are now back in our lives. The training compound appears after an hour of driving. A sprawling concrete structure nestled against the mountains, surrounded by dense forest. It looks cold and forbidding, nothing like a home. My father trained elite alphas here, Ares explains as we pull through rusted gates, including the 4 of us. It's secure, Ryan adds. Concrete walls, backup generators, and completely off the grid. Inside is better than I expected, dusty but solid. The main building has dormitories, a kitchen, training rooms. Luca immediately checks the pantry while Damon sets up a makeshift medical area. Ryan disappears to establish his command center, trailing cables and muttering about satellite links. Ares shows us to a room with bunk beds. You and Pookie can stay here. It's closest to the exit if we need to run. Always planning escape routes. Some things never change. Pookie explores the room, bouncing on beds and peering into empty lockers. His resilience amazes me. Just yesterday, we were in our tiny apartment. Now he's on the run with 4 alpha fathers he just met. Appa, can I go see what Luca's doing? He said he'd teach me to make spaghetti. I hesitate, still not comfortable letting him out of my sight. I'll watch him, Damon offers from the doorway. Like a hawk, I promise. After they leave, it's just Ares and me. The silence stretches between us, heavy with unspoken words. Jamin, he finally says, his voice rough. I need to say something. Don't! I turn away, unpacking Pookie's few belongings. Please. He steps closer. What happened to you, what we let happen, it's unforgivable. You're right, it is. I slam a drawer shut. I believe them over you. His voice cracks. I was the pack leader. I should have protected you. But you didn't. I face him now, years of pain bubbling up. You threw me away like garbage. All of you did. I know. He reaches for me, then stops himself. When you disappeared, I thought, I convinced myself you'd run because you were guilty. It was easier than facing what I'd done. Which was what? Exactly. My voice rises. Abandon me? Leave me pregnant and alone? Let me believe for 6 years that you all hated me? I never hated you. His eyes, those amber eyes that once made me feel so safe, are wet with unshed tears. I hated myself. I still do. Something in me wants to comfort him, and I hate that part of myself. I step back. It's too late, Ares. Whatever we had, whatever I had with any of you, it died the day you turned your backs on me. And Pookie? He asks quietly. He's part of all of us. He's my son. I raised him. I protected him. My voice shakes. You don't get to claim him just because your DNA is in him. Before he can respond, Ryan bursts into the room, face ashen. They found us, he says. Rails men, at least 30 of them, surrounding the compound. A voice booms through a megaphone outside, echoing against the concrete walls. We know you're in there, Alphas. We have authorization from the Council to use lethal force. Hand over the child or die together. Pookie appears in the doorway, eyes wide with fear. Appa? I pull him into my arms as 4 alphas move to surround us, forming a protective circle. No one's taking him, Ares growls, and for once, we're in perfect agreement. Get to the panic room, Ares orders, already moving toward the weapons cabinet on the wall. 3rd floor, reinforced steel door. Damon grabs Pookie from my arms. I'll take him. You're still injured. I want to argue, but there's no time. Outside, engines roar as vehicles position themselves around the compound. Go! Luca pushes me toward the stairs. We'll hold them off. I'm not leaving you all to fight alone, I snap. This isn't a debate, Ares growls, tossing rifles to Ryan and Luca. Protect our son. Our son. The words hit me like a physical blow. I follow Damon up the stairs, my side burning with each step. Pookie clings to Damon's neck, his little face buried against his shoulder. Behind us, I hear glass shattering, gunfire, shouting. The panic room is exactly as Ares described. A reinforced box in the center of the 3rd floor with no windows and one heavy door. Inside are supplies, monitors showing security feeds, and a communication system. Stay here, Damon says, setting Pookie down. I need to help them. No! Pookie grabs his hand. Don't go! Damon kneels, cupping Pookie's face. I have to protect you and Appa. That's what fathers do. But I just found you, Pookie whispers, tears welling up. Something passes between them, a connection I can't quite understand. Damon presses his forehead to Pookie's. I'll come back. I promise. He looks at me. Lock the door behind me. Don't open it for anyone but us. As soon as he's gone, I seal the door and turn to the monitors. What I see makes my blood run cold. Dozens of armed men swarm the compound. Ares and Luca fight back to back in the main hall, moving with the deadly precision I remember from our academy days. Ryan has barricaded himself in his command center, picking off attackers with terrifying accuracy. Damon races down the stairs, grabbing a fallen enemy's weapon on the way. Appa, I'm scared, Pookie whispers, pressing against my side. It's okay, baby. I pull him close, trying to shield him from the violence on the screens. They're protecting us. But who's protecting them? I have no answer for that. On the monitor, I see Ares take a hit to the shoulder but keep fighting. Luca is bleeding from a gash on his forehead. They're outnumbered, and more attackers keep coming. Then, I see him. Councilman Rail, striding through the front entrance like he owns the place. He doesn't even flinch when a body falls near his polished shoes. Find the child, he orders. Kill the others if necessary. Rage burns through me. This man destroyed my life, separated me from my alphas, and now wants to take my son. Pookie, stay here, I say, moving toward the door. Where are you going? His eyes widen in panic. I need to help them. I grab the handgun from the emergency kit. Lock the door after me. No! He grabs my arm with surprising strength. They'll hurt you. I can't just watch them die. I try to pull away gently. Before he can argue further, the monitors flicker. One by one, the security feeds go dark. They've cut the power, I realize with horror. The emergency lights kick on, bathing the room in red. The reinforced door, which relies on electricity to stay locked, gives a soft click. Hide, I whisper to Pookie, pushing him toward the supply closet. Don't come out no matter what you hear. He's barely concealed when the door swings open. I raise the gun, ready to fire, but freeze when I see who it is. Councilman Rail, I spit. He looks exactly the same as 6 years ago. Silver hair, perfectly styled, expensive suit without a wrinkle. Cold eyes that regard me like I'm an interesting insect. Jamin, he says pleasantly. How nice to see you again. You've been quite difficult to find. Where are they? I demand, gun still aimed at his chest. What have you done to them? Your alphas? They're occupied with my men. He steps into the room, unconcerned by my weapon. Quite impressive, really. The bond between alphas and their omega is fascinating. Even after all these years apart, they fight like demons to protect you. Stay back, I warn as he moves closer. Or what? You'll shoot me? He smiles thinly. Then you'll never know why I've hunted you all these years. I know why. Because I'm a hybrid who dared to love elite alphas. He laughs. So simple, so naive. No, Jamin, I hunted you because of what you created. His eyes shift to the supply closet where Pookie is hidden. A child with the genetic markers of 4 alpha bloodlines, he continues. Do you have any idea what that means? What his blood could do? He's just a boy, I say, finger tightening on the trigger. He's the key to a new world order. Rael's eyes gleam with fanatical light. His blood contains compounds that can control alphas, bend them to the will of whoever administers it. Imagine it, Jamin. A world where alphas serve us, where omegas are unnecessary. Horror washes over me. You want to use my son as a lab rat. I want to use him to reshape society. Rael pulls out his own gun, aiming it at me. Now, where is he? I'll die before I tell you. That can be arranged. Before either of us can fire, the closet door bursts open. Pookie stands there, his small face twisted with rage. Leave my appa alone, he shouts. Rael spins, gun now pointed at my son. There you are, little one. I lunge forward, but Rael backhands me with shocking strength. I crash into the wall, my vision blurring. Your blood will change everything, Rael tells Pookie, advancing on him. Don't worry, we won't kill you. We just need to harvest it regularly. You hurt my appa, Pookie says, his voice suddenly different, deeper, resonant. You hurt my dad's. Something shifts in the air. The temperature drops. The emergency lights flicker. What are you doing? Rael demands, faltering for the first time. Pookie's eyes begin to glow, not one color, but 4. Blue, amber, green, and gold swirl in his irises like a kaleidoscope. You're a bad man, Pookie says, and his voice echoes as if 4 people are speaking at once. The floor beneath us trembles. Wind, impossible inside this sealed room, begins to howl around us. Cracks appear in the concrete floor, spreading outward from where Pookie stands. Stop this! Rael shouts, raising his gun. Stop or I'll shoot! Pookie lifts his small hands. Blue light, the same color as alpha aura during a full claiming, radiates from his fingertips. You won't hurt my family anymore, he says in that eerie, multi-voice. The blue light expands, engulfing the room. I shield my eyes, feeling the raw power washing over me like ocean waves. Rael screams, a sound of pure terror that cuts off abruptly. Then silence. When I lower my arm, Rael is gone. Where he stood is nothing but a scorch mark on the floor. And in the center of the room, my little boy collapses like a puppet with cut strings. Pookie! I scream, crawling toward him as the building continues to shake around us. I cradle Pookie's limp body against my chest, my heart hammering so hard I can barely breathe. He's so small, so still. Only the faint rise and fall of his chest tells me he's alive. Pookie baby, wake up, I whisper, brushing hair from his forehead. His skin is ice cold. The door bursts open. Ares stands there, blood streaming from a gash on his arm, eyes wild with panic. Behind him, the others push forward, Damon with a makeshift medical kit, Luca supporting a limping Ryan. What happened, Ares demands, then freezes when he sees the scorch mark where Rael stood moments ago. Is that... Pookie, I choke out. Something happened. He did something to Rael. Damon rushes to us, doctor instincts taking over. He checks Pookie's pulse, lifts his eyelids, places a hand on his forehead. He's in shock, he says. His body temperature is dangerously low. What about Rael's men? I ask as Damon wraps Pookie in an emergency blanket. Gone, Luca says, slumping against the wall. When that blue light exploded from the building, they just ran, like animals fleeing a forest fire. They felt it, Ryan murmurs, staring at Pookie with a mixture of awe and fear, The power surge. Every alpha within a mile radius must have felt it. What exactly happened? Ares kneels beside us, reaching out to touch Pookie's cheek with a gentleness I've never seen from him. I tell them everything. Rael's plan to use Pookie's blood to control alphas, the threat, the impossible wind inside a sealed room, the blue light that seemed to erase Rael from existence. He has all 4 of our powers, Ryan says when I finish, but amplified, combined in ways we can't understand. He's just a child, I say, holding Pookie tighter. He can't control this. He protected you, Damon says softly. His instincts knew what to do, even if he didn't. Pookie stirs in my arms, his eyelashes fluttering. When he opens his eyes, they're normal again. No swirling colors, just his beautiful dark eyes. Appa, he whispers. I had a bad dream. Relief crashes through me. I press my face against his hair, unable to speak through my tears. Hey, buddy, Luca says, crouching down. You gave us quite a scare. Pookie looks around at the 4 alphas, then at the scorch mark on the floor. The bad man. Did I? You protected us, Ares says firmly. You did nothing wrong. Pookie's lower lip trembles. I felt so angry. And then there were voices in my head. 4 voices. They told me what to do. The alphas exchange looks of shock. Our instincts, Ryan whispers. Our alpha voices, guiding him. Is it gone now? Pookie asks in a small voice. The scary feeling? For now, Damon says, checking his pulse again. But we need to get you somewhere safe, somewhere we can help you understand these abilities. The council will never stop hunting him now, I say, the realization hitting me like a physical blow. If Rael knew what Pookie could do, others do too. Let them try, Ares growls, and the other 3 nod in agreement. We protect our own, Luca adds. Our pack, Ryan says. The word hangs in the air between us. Pack. The thing I'd lost, or thought I'd lost, 6 years ago. Can you stand? Damon asks Pookie gently. He nods, though he's still wobbly when I help him to his feet. Damon scoops him up immediately. We need to move, Ares says. This place isn't safe anymore. As the others gather what supplies they can, Ares pulls me aside. Jamin, he starts, his voice low and urgent. What I was trying to say earlier, I need you to know how sorry I am. We all are. What we did to you. Stop. I hold up a hand. I can't do this right now. Then when? His eyes, those amber eyes that once made me feel like I belonged somewhere, are desperate. I need to make this right. You can't, I say simply. You can't undo 6 years of pain. You can't erase what happened. Then tell me what I can do, he pleads. Anything. I look over at Pookie, now sitting up in Damon's lap as Luca makes him laugh with some silly story. My son, our son, who just erased a man from existence to protect me. Who carries powers he can't possibly understand, who needs more guidance than I alone can give him. You want forgiveness? I finally say, meeting Ari's gaze. Then earn my son's trust before mine. Be the fathers he deserves. Show me you can put him first, before your pride, before your pack politics, before everything. Something shifts in Ares's expression. Determination replacing desperation. I will, he promises. We all will. For the first time in 6 years, I allow myself to believe him. 6 weeks can change everything. I sit on the porch of Ares' mountain estate, watching as Pookie races across the sprawling lawn. He's laughing, that full-body laugh that makes his whole face scrunch up, as Luca chases him, pretending to be a monster. Nearby, Damon and Ryan are setting up some complicated kite they designed together, arguing good-naturedly about wind patterns. It's so normal it makes my chest ache. The fall of the Crescent Dominion happened faster than anyone expected. Once Ryan released the files, proof of Rael's experiments, the falsified evidence against me, the plans to weaponize Pookie's blood, the other council members couldn't distance themselves fast enough. The purifiers, without their secret funding and leadership, scattered like roaches when the light came on. Tea? Ares appears beside me, offering a steaming mug. I accept it with a nod. We've settled into a careful peace, all of us. Not quite forgiveness, not yet, but something close to it. The transition team is ready, he says, sitting beside me. The new council structure will be announced tomorrow. Equal representation? I ask, though I already know the answer. Ares has worked tirelessly to rebuild the pack leadership from the ground up. 3 alphas, 3 omegas, 3 betas, he confirms. No more hierarchy based on blood status. In the field, Pookie has climbed onto Luca's shoulders, directing him like a ship's captain. Left, Dad! No, your other left! Dad. He calls them all that now. Dad Luca, Dad Damon, Dad Ryan, and Dad Ares. Different inflections for each, but the same word. The first time he said it, Damon had to leave the room to hide his tears. He's adapting well, Ares observes, watching Pookie. He always does. I sip my tea. The nightmares are less frequent now. After what happened with Rael, Pookie had woken screaming for weeks. The power inside him, that terrifying, wonderful power, had left scars no one could see. But slowly, with Ryan's careful guidance and Damon's gentle therapy, he's learning to understand it, to control it. And you? Ares asks quietly. How are you adapting? I consider the question. How am I doing, living in this sprawling house with the 4 men who once broke my heart? Watching them love my son, our son, with a fierceness that matches my own? I'm getting there, I answer honestly. Across the lawn, Pookie has abandoned his game with Luca and is now helping Damon with the kite. His little face is serious with concentration as Damon explains something, pointing at the sky. Ryan adjusts the string, and suddenly the kite catches the wind, soaring upward. Pookie's delighted shriek carries across the field. Dad Ares, Appa, look, he calls, waving frantically. We did it! Ares waves back, his smile soft and real. Not the controlled expression of the pack leader, but something genuine. You know, I say, watching as all 3 alphas now help Pookie navigate the kite. 6 years ago, I never imagined this. Neither did I, Ares admits. I thought I'd lost you both forever. You almost did. He's quiet for a moment. Thank you, he says finally, for giving us a second chance, for letting us know him. I think about the past weeks. Damon teaching Pookie about medicine, Luca showing him how to make pasta from scratch, Ryan patiently explaining coding on rainy afternoons, Ares taking him for early morning walks to watch the sunrise. 4 different men loving one little boy in 4 different ways. He needed you, I say simply. All of you. And you? Ares asks, his voice careful. What do you need, Jaemin? I watch as Pookie runs toward us. The kite forgotten, his face alight with joy. Behind him, the other 3 alphas follow, drawn to him like he's gravity itself. Time, I answer honestly. Just time. Ares nods, understanding in his eyes. We have that now. Pookie crashes into us, breathless with excitement, already launching into a story about how high the kite flew. As the others join us on the porch, I feel something settle in my chest. Not forgiveness, not yet, but the beginning of it. A family forming from broken pieces. Ares meets my eyes over Pookie's head, his voice soft but certain. We once let them go. We won't make that mistake again.